Today I used a crock pot for the very first time, and I had help from an expert, my mother-in-law, Judy, and now I'm going to show you what I did.
I see we're using our new Queasy Fart crock pot.
We're going to put garlic on the meat here. And then we're going to cut it in strips and saute it. We have already got our onion and our green pepper. Well, it's supposed to have green pepper. I don't particularly care for green pepper, so I used red and orange and yellow. So we're not going to use all that onion, but we'll use it in the chili tomorrow. Cut it in strips here.
It beeped twice, so that means it's ready. First we're going to brown saute the meat, and then we're going to slow cook it. And this will be my very first time using a slow cooker. Add a drizzle of oil across the bottom. We are browning and sauteing the meat first.
Oh, the baby, she said. I need your help, she said.
Ooh.
Just want to brown it to keep the juices in. Come on. And we just did it in strips, but you could do it in chunks. You know, I suppose you could do the whole one. And this is, what kind of meat did you get?
I got sirloin. This crock pot is a 3-in-1. You can slow cook, brown and saute, and steam. But if you don't have this, you can always saute on the stove top before you add it into the slow cooker. And we are using sirloin, which is a little bit of a tougher meat, but that's where the slow cooker comes in handy because it makes the meat nice and tender.
I don't think I've ever used sirloin because it's more expensive, so I've used just round steak. And it, you know, will come out pretty tender. And I really didn't drain the bottom of it because to me those juices are going to really cook in really well. Now if it was hamburger and I had a lot of fat, I probably would drain it.
Okay.
So now it said on this one, when you're ready to slow cook, it just said to hit slow cook. We're on low, and I think we can hit time. So we're going to say 6, I'm going to put 7 hours on it. Don't have my recipe with me, but I know that I always use beefy onion soup. Not sure if I need 1 or 2, that's a lot of meat, but we'll start with 1 here. And that'll be kind of like the bouillon and the onion, but we're going to put more onion in it. It's a lot of meat. I think I'm going to go ahead and use 2. Later, we'll probably take some of the sauce out of here and put a little cornstarch or flour in it to thicken it up a little bit. Because sometimes with crock pots, it gets kind of watery. So I don't like to use a lot of liquid at the beginning. I'm not going to add salt because your soup has a lot of salt in it. So we can always salt later. I'm just winging it here.
Yeah.
And I'm not using all that onion because the recipe I found online said use a ½ cup. And we do have onion soup in there. We're going to experiment here. I've never done this before, but the recipe I took off the internet mentioned 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, a teaspoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. Well, like I said, I'm not going to salt it because we have soup in here. But we're going to go ahead and add the soy sauce and sugar. We'll see how it turns out. And then I'm going to mix it up in here. And then we're going to cover it up and forget it for 7 hours. Now, see how soupy it is down here? That's why maybe later we might add, take some hot liquid out and add some flour if we want it thick. And it's on low. We'll make some rice to put that over. You can add a can of stewed tomato with the liquid to that, but we do have a member of the family who doesn't like tomato in stuff, so we didn't add that. And also just a tip that when you're cooking anything that steams, you should pull it out from underneath your cabinets because the heat and the steam can warp your cabinets. So just FYI, that's just something I learned the hard way.
It's been about 7 hours and we've turned off the crock pot. And this is the finished product.
We're going to try it and see what it tastes like. We made some rice to put it over. We did kind of thicken the broth with a little bit of flour. Now, I don't know how we're going to do this because our taste tester doesn't really like vegetables. So we're going to have to just try to get some meat. Oh, got some vegetables in there. Well, I was trying to not get vegetables. Give me the thing and I'll get you some meat. I'll get you more meat. Come on.
This is fine.
See, how do you like the camera stuck in your face, huh?
Go ahead, eat.
Oh, sorry.
We're waiting. Okay.
I'm hoping it's tender. Oh, yeah.
Time for the taste test.
Here we go. You ready?
Well, I don't know. I already took a bite and it
well, I'm
passes. More meat.
It goes good with pepper. Did you have the pepper?
No, you want some of my pepper?
I'll take it.
I'll give you my pepper if you give me more of your meat.
No.
We'll see you guys next week.